Thanks for joining us today on New England Living. I'm your host, Rachel Holt. City Living is back. We're heading to Boston's South End to check out a collection of new construction homes representing the latest in urban living. Ricardo, as far as new construction goes, it doesn't get any newer than this. There is currently construction underway.
Yes, you can hear the noise, right?
Yeah, you can hear the noise. Tell me about this project.
So it is a wonderful project. It's in the South End. The name of the project is Residences at 566, which is 566 Columbus. It's a great collection of homes. It's 66 homes total, from studios to 3 bedrooms plus studies. It blends perfectly with the existing architecture, historical architecture of the South End. The design done by Wolf & Sheep Design, I think, is magnificent because I think it represents a lot of the macro trends that we are seeing in new construction right now. The great thing about new construction is that everybody wants new, and so there's a high demand for it. To give you an example, this building is not done yet, and out of the 66 units, we only have 7 units left. The other benefit, I think, to new construction is that when you're buying into that, you're buying into, again, not just all these new systems, but also you're buying into all these new trends that maybe are lifestyle trends, that are kind of like living trends in general. And I think that that's why it is so desirable, and I think that's why people are always kind of like looking for it.
In new construction, what are some trends that you're seeing now that maybe you didn't see 10 years ago?
So I think that particularly after the past 3 years, there are 3 general macro trends that we are seeing reflected in new construction. We are seeing it not only in this building, but we are seeing on all the buildings that we have right now in our pipeline. One of them is this idea of sanctuary. You know, this idea that people want to feel like home is this kind of like safe space. And so that is reflected not only in aesthetics, but it's also reflected on technology. So things like air purification systems, touchless elevators, things of that nature are popping up in all of this new construction, including this building. So that's one, that idea of sanctuary. The second one is this idea of social wellness, not just amenity for the sake of having spaces for people to congregate, but spaces where people are congregating for health and wellness purposes. And I would say that the last big trend that we are seeing is casual luxury. So people are really going towards this idea of luxury, but more in an organic, more in a casual kind of like manner. Those, I would say, are the 3 most important macro trends that we are seeing at this point.
Describe some of the features of each unit here.
These units are really kind of like in line with this trend of casual luxury. You see very clearly, which I think are the best looking bathrooms in town right now, in the primary bathroom. You see this juxtaposition of a classic white bathroom, which everybody loves. Who doesn't love a white bath? But you have this very interesting choice in terms of the tile, and more importantly, the way in which the tile has been applied to the space. And also the choice of a darker kind of like wood grain for the vanity, introducing this nice, very kind of like rich and saturated walnut tone to the vanity. I think adds a lot of that warmth that we are all looking for. Again, this notion that is something familiar, but at the same time is something that feels new, warm, and inviting. And so I really, really, really love them. In the kitchens, we kind of like see the same thought process where you have a 2-tone kitchen. We're picking up again on a very kind of classic element, which is a white kitchen. So it's a white cabinet that is, again, very familiar, very comforting, juxtaposed with that warm, very, very saturated walnut base cabinets and island, and as well as the bookends of the kitchen. Also, the integration of the appliances, it creates this notion that this kitchen almost looks like furniture within the space.
Ricardo, it seems like the past couple years, everyone was leaving the city. Now we're back in full force.
Oh, tell me about it. We are back. The city is popping. Activity is really great. The cities are back, businesses are back, the city is active, it feels good, it feels joyful, it feels wonderful. And we're very lucky to be in a city like Boston that has that beautiful merge between history and contemporary living. And I think that that's why we're so desirable, not only in kind of like a local market, but in more of a national and international market.